Hey, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Go ahead, man. You play the video, bro. I need my jam before I start, bro. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Now your boy in the mood. Yeah. Welcome to the 5 Reasons Sports Post Game Show, aka the Post Up. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and with me today, I have a full group. I hear something making all that noise, and it looks like it's coming from Gad. Gad, are you eating something over there, bro?
Oh my goodness, Royal. I am so surprised that you asked me this so early in the show. I happen to be eating the works. Philly cheesesteak from Miami Grill. This cheesesteak is easily the best cheesesteak on 317 Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach, Florida. It is making our big win against the Celtics that much better. I was craving it, so I went to Miami Grill, and you should too, because they're always making it.
At Miami Grill, we've been delivering big favorites from big places for over 30 years. We use fresh ingredients that pack bold flavors, and we always deliver your food the way you like it. So tonight, don't just bring home dinner, bring home Miami.
This is gas. Really good.
Help. My guy unwrapped the sandwich into his microphone. It's like crunkle crinkle.
Listen, that's just the cherry on top of a game that was probably one of my most enjoyable experiences of the season. Miami was able to secure the 6th seed by winning the second game over Boston. Most of us here thought that they would at least split, but they end up taking both games, guaranteeing themselves no less than the 6th seed in a game where we lost Jimmy Butler after the first half, and the team came together in the second half and absolutely dominated Boston so fast. So thank you, Albrock, starting the show with a 199 don't know. He said I was nervous with Jimmy and got worse after he was out. Yeah, but we damn sure got a lot better too. So we're going to start with my man Ricky J. Martin today. Ricky, go ahead and give us your thoughts on this beautiful game.
So I'll just say this. First things first, I said that Boston would actually sweep this 2-game series. What happened, Royal? What happened? There you go. We'll start with that. Secondly, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but is it just me or did it feel like we were back in the bubble with the way this team was playing? Tyler brought it. A lot of the guys brought it. I mean, Jimmy obviously didn't give you the big time playoff Jimmy numbers, but then again, he didn't play the whole game. But it really felt, this Heat team really felt like they had the kind of poise that you saw back in the bubble. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they're the exact same team, but it was very reassuring to watch. And I haven't seen this team look like this in a very long time. So Heat fans have every reason to feel really good about the way they played tonight, because this game was, for all intents and purposes, a Game 7.
Yes, it did. And y'all already know. In the comments, y'all asking, the boy feeling good, baby. Yes, he is. And I'm drinking his wine, too, so I'm feeling sexy tonight, too. But, Gad, you had the sexiest sandwich I ever seen. Yes, indeed. But, Gad, you had the sexiest sandwich of the night, so I'm going to let you go next, brother.
This was so satisfying to watch. Like, the way that this team fought with Jimmy being out, I mean, they were just hitting shot after shot after shot. And they were actually playing defense in that third quarter, too, without Jimmy. That's the most surprising part. Like, they actually showed up and played both sides of the ball for most of the third quarter. And then, obviously, at the end, the Celtics just could not miss. I mean, I believe they shot 50% from 3 today, and we still won this game. I don't know how many times we've been able to say that this year. This team is looking different. They're looking different, and I feel good about it. I feel great about it.
Yes, it did. So I'm sorry that I didn't introduce the panel. Gad kind of threw me up, but we got my man Ricky J. Mark, Gadiel Cartagena, the first lady of 5 Reasons Sports, Alana Tahauer, Ariel Latias, and my guy Michael Christian joining me tonight. So Alana, go ahead and give me your thoughts on the game tonight.
I did not enjoy this game just because it was too close for my liking, but I enjoyed the way we played, if that helps. I know I'm about to get slaughtered. Me and Michael already had this argument offline. I got nervous, okay? And I know I heard Ariel wasn't even nervous on Sunday's game when we were losing the lead. A little birdie told me that you were just staying cool, calm, and collected. That's not me. My blood pressure raising through the roof, even for this game. But listen, we continue to play well-rounded ball, and I feel like that's the key to our success.
Absolutely. So, Alana, before I throw this to Ariel, we got our man Jamal1482. He says today is his birthday, and he would like for you to tell him happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Taurus season. What's up?
Yeah, so now we can move on from that. Thank you, Ravi Patel, for the $2.99. Don't know. He said, "What play in at Ricky Heat in 5? We back." Yes, indeed. Listen, y'all can come at me with the play in slander too, because I've been saying for weeks that Miami was going to end up in the play in game. So thank you for the $5. Don't know from Talking Movies. He said, "I swear the Celtics are the softest team in the league. Imagine how much better Kimber would be if he looked at the hoop while shooting instead of the ref." That was funny. They do complain a lot as a team whenever. But Ariel, you go ahead and give me your thoughts on the game, brother.
So real quick, Alana, the reason that I wasn't nervous at all during the last game was because I have completely disconnected myself from this team for the last couple of months because I don't want to get hurt anymore. However,
I wish I could do that. I understand though.
However, I was somewhat, you know what? I felt something tonight. And to me, that tells me that I care again. Why do I care again? Because the Heat look good again. They are instilling confidence in their performance. They're on a streak. What do they want now? Like 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7, something like that. In spots where they needed these wins. Like these games are all huge, especially these last two. I thought Jimmy was aggressive from the jump. I thought Bam was looking for that midi. I love how he's using that rip through move more and more as the season has gone on. It shows development in his offensive game. Thought that when Jimmy went out, he was looking to run the offense, both picking his spots in terms of scoring and finding the other guys. Dude stepped up, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Tyler Hero was awesome again tonight. It's just the truth. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, Royal, how are we feeling about that?
That was going to be the first player that we talked about after I let Michael give his thoughts on the game. Yeah, it's going. See, look, everybody been coming at me in the comments telling me
as they should.
Listen, hey, half a clutch corner was really fine with Tyler coming back and getting some minutes. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, Michael, how did you feel about tonight's game?
Oh, it felt great. Is right twice a day. Just saying.
Wow. Hey now.
You gave Tyler his props too. Shut up, boy. Listen, I'm just excited because I was right. I said on Clutch Corner that they were gonna go 3-0 over those next 3 games. They went 3-0. I said they'd probably end up in the 5 seed. It's looking pretty close. I don't know. Listen, the team is clicking. They're getting it together, and it's not only against bad opponents. I understand that they were missing Jaylen Brown tonight, but this is still a good Celtics team. They still find a way to get it together, even though they whine to the ref more than anybody in the history of the NBA outside of LeBron James. But outside of that, I mean, great wins, 2 games in a row in Boston. You can't overlook it, and they're looking really dangerous for the playoffs.
Yeah, so, all right. Let's address the elephant in the room here, guys.
No, why don't you address it? Not let's. Don't throw us.
He's talking about the dono. He's talking about the dono.
I am a host, Alana. What I do is I pass it around for you guys to discuss.
I'm passing it to you. I'm becoming aggressive tonight because I've had enough of your slander.
Thank you, Abdel, for the $4.99. Don't know. He said, wait, how long you going to keep that fro? Bam, this fro is going to win me Defensive Player of the Year.
He said that?
Yeah, we'll get to Bam eventually. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the man of the hour, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero Tyler Hero should never wear another hairstyle ever again in his NBA career. Okay? This bowl cut Tyler has been phenomenal. Tonight was no different. Tyler Hero was one of our 3 best players on the court. His impact was there. Defense is still shit, but that's never going to change. But I mean, he went through a little drop, but he kind of rounded his game back into form. He scored when we needed him to, and it was huge for us because he started the second half when Jimmy went out, so we needed him to be impactful, and he was that. So I'm going to give Tyler his flowers, and I'm going to let everybody else do the same. But I mean, I don't want you to think
he's got a new name. His new name is Tyler Rockley Hero, bro. Listen, he's got the same haircut. He's fighting him the same way Rockley fought Gara. He dropped them ankle weights and just went nuts. Listen, something was holding him back all season. He's coming through now. I'm not sure it's going to stay this way, but he's looking hella scary out there.
Hey, we're not even going to pontificate on whether or not he can maintain this level. We're just going to talk about the fact that he's here now. He hasn't been, and we are happy as shit that he chose right now to be this way.
Are you a part of we?
Yeah, are you speaking on our behalf? Because I've been
I'm going to pass this around. Ricky, how did you feel about Tyler Hero's game tonight?
So I think Tyler Hero really he really fed into my bubble theory. He reminded me of Bubble Tyler tonight. You know, this is a guy who's had an up and down season pretty much all year since the very beginning. There were games in which he dropped 35 and it looked like, oh snap, okay, we're on to something. There were games when he straight up looked unplayable. I remember watching quite a few post games, post ups, culture corners, clutch corner episodes where Tyler was considered like the white sheep. What? Okay, of the team, and it was good to see him play the way he did tonight. I think this speaks to how we might actually be able to expect what we might actually be able to expect out of him in the playoffs, because when the big game comes, when the big moment comes, he's there. The 37 points, if I'm not mistaken, while they did come in a loss, a lot of those shots gave Miami a real shot at winning that game. So
you talking about the Boston game in the playoffs? Because they won that game.
That was against. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was against Milwaukee. My mistake. I apologize. But ultimately, given that the playoffs are just about a week or so away, and Tyler is handling his business the way he should, it bodes very well for this Heat team.
Biggest thing is he gave us production in the game that's going to get us a week of rest. So I'm with that shit. Gad, talk about Tyler something tonight, brother.
Am I frozen right now?
Woof. Oh,
Hold on.
It should be for a second here.
The boy Moneybag Yo Barai dropping the bag on the kids one more time. Big base Barai, we appreciate you. I got Adam Barai with the 99.99. Don't know. He said, "Oh man, it feels good to get this win. Royal, I'm keeping my promise. Another win, another Benjamin. My man, I love Adam Barai, guys. I don't know if y'all know that, but I personally love this man. Andrew Green with the 4.99. Don't know. He said UD minutes coming soon. Yes, it did. My boy UD still has to play in the game in order to get those minutes. But Gadiel Cartagena, you haven't blinked in like 3 minutes, so I'm not sure. Yeah, are you with me, bro?
Said to help.
Nope.
Yo, Miami girl just hits different, bro.
Man, I'm telling you,
It just hits different.
It hit different, bro.
Belly slow for a
You're
reason.
not at Belly's level yet.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Hey, listen, Alana Tahara, you have been consistent on Tyler Hero in terms of him needing time, in terms of people should be patient with him.
Praise the boy with the eyes. That's what you call him, right? The boy with the eyes.
For a game at least, you seen your patience pay off. How did Tyler play tonight? 2, do you believe that this is sustainable?
How did Tyler play tonight? Tyler had 24 points tonight. That's how Tyler played tonight. Yeah. Tyler is back, and Tyler ain't going nowhere, so I don't want to hear your slander anymore. This is the Tyler we know and love. The injury, I think, was worse than anyone let on. He needed some time to get healthy, and now he's back, and he's going to continue contributing in the way that Tyler should.
Okay, we'll see. Thank you, Christian Carter's with the 199. Don't know. He said, so Adam be wiping his peach with Bleacher Report money, huh? Listen, hey, don't y'all.
A euphemism.
There will be no Adam Barai. There'll be no Adam Barai slander on here after that boy just gave me.
Wait, are we talking about him watching produce?
No, listen, yes. We're talking about right? Tyler Hero. We're talking about Tyler Hero. Ariel Latias, please talk about Tyler Hero.
I heard something about produce. I was just making sure.
Man, the thing with Tyler
Michael's hungry. It's okay.
The thing with Tyler,
the Miami grill, like yeah.
The thing with Tyler is like when he keeps it simple, right? And he isn't asked to do too much. If he doesn't have to create out of pick and roll all the time and break defenders down off the bounce, if he just, they run that curl action for him, or he's on the perimeter and he's moving around and he functions as an outlet for when somebody drives or the defense collapses and he can attack sloppy closeouts, he's so much more effective. When the game is simple for Tyler, there's less room for him to make mental mistakes, which he makes sometimes because he's not at a high level in terms of like being a creator on ball at an NBA level at the moment. So he's been doing that since he's been back. Like there hasn't been a ton of possessions where he eats up too much of the clock dribbling the ball. He doesn't look like a little bit like a deer in his headlights, I guess. He has had moments like that this season. He's kept it simple. When he keeps it simple, he's so much better. I think there is definitely some credence to the theory that he might have been hurt and that might have been affecting his play for sure. I mean, we've seen him in and out of the lineup all season, and since he's been back, he's been substantially better. I think he had like 2 games where he scored 12 points and like 3 games over 20. So he's looking a lot better. If he's able to maintain this level of play, it raises the floor and the ceiling quite a bit for this Heat team.
Yes, indeed. So, Gadiel Cartagena, if your internet's going to work long enough, we want you to talk about Tyler tonight too, bro.
Yes, I spent all my money getting what Bielitsa gets at Miami Grill, so I don't have nothing left for Wi-Fi. But Tyler played fantastic. I'd imagine you guys covered all the points, but I wanted to point out one play in specific. I think it was the beginning of the fourth quarter where Tyler had Marcus Smart was playing him at half court, and for some reason Tyler just loves going against Marcus Smart. But Marcus Smart chased. He went over the screen. Tyler came back, like behind the back, took a step, hesitated a little bit, and then took another step forward and hit a jumper. And I was just like, where does this come from? Because there's games where he's getting locked up by Ish Smith, and then there's other games where he was cooking Marcus Smart. If he played all 4 quarters, he finishes his game with 40. Like,
yeah,
it makes no sense. But I was really happy to see what I saw from here tonight. He was amongst from all of our guards. He was really good too.
Michael, you're gonna end the conversation on Tyler, and then you're gonna start the conversation on your man Duncan Robinson.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Listen, what is there to say left about Tyler?
Thank you, Maddie.
Hey,
okay. Listen,
What do
you
Maddie
were
say?
gonna
You
back
love to
Tyler
see it.
no matter what, though.
That's the
Tyler
most
could've
excited
come
I've
out-
seen you all show, Ricky.
what? I like that.
You smiled and you just got all cheery. You've been doom and gloom most of this show, bro.
Ricky hasn't smiled at me
mean-
one time since I joined the network.
Listen, I'm just
Not
saying.
one time.
But I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead and finish your point.
No, there's nothing else to say about Tyler. Tyler played fantastic. I mean, since he's come back, he just looks like the guy that everybody was expecting coming into the season. So good for him. Duncan, though, Duncan has evolved. Duncan's been like a Pokemon, right? Like at the beginning of the season, he was that stage 1, right? That starter. You can only use him against Pidgeys. And if you have to face anything worse, it's just terrible. Then he kind of took a step up, went to the stage 2. Useful in gyms, not so much. Listen, this is 3rd stage Duncan Robinson. You're going to put him up against Giovanni. You're going to take him to the Elite 4. And when that guy asks for his money, you give him his damn money because the boy deserves it. So listen, Duncan, thank you. I love you, man. I want to be on your pod if you're listening. I know you're not, but I shoot my shot, right?
So, I got a question.
Michael,
You missed.
go ahead.
So Giovanni was known for normal types, right? So they were very like they're typical at dropping.
No. But time out.
Can we talk about it?
Have I joined the
They're
wrong
like-
show?
No.
Nido
Time out.
King and Nido Queen could use all kinds of different
exactly.
attacks.
They were ground types, and then you also had Rhyhorn, who had rock type, and you know that he's gonna break right through it. He's a 3-point shooter, splash, water type, ground and rock. Game over.
Tyler
Throw
Hero
yourself
would
into
get
a
murked
corner, Rick,
by
and you're done
Giovanni.
lost.
So
wait,
first
hold on
of
a
all-
second. So is he a bird type? Is he
Wait,
flying type? Am
what?
I-
He's at
We're
like
losing
Kuno right now. That's what he is.
Viewers by the second.
No, we haven't, because actually there have been several people who were here for Michael's like
Yeah.
anime talk. Like I've seen a
Let's
couple
go.
of comments in there, but I want to talk about basketball. So thank you, Ravi Patel, about the 499. Don't know. He said the man Duncan going thermonuclear
Here for
against
Pokeballs.
Smart's antics. Pay him. Also, if they play Atlanta in the
yeah.
first round, Duncan has to counter or outplay Bogdan. That's fine. Thank you, Christian Cardus, for the 199. Don't know. He said, producer, insert clip of Bam. Bring me my money.
That's right.
Listen, Bam's going to get his money later. But we're going
He
the
got
other
his
way now.
money.
So Gad, not this season. It starts next season. Gad, talk about our man Duncan Robinson.
I think Duncan had 7 free throw attempts in the third quarter. That honestly tells me everything that I need to know. This man never shoots free throws, but he was on one. And like that, he said, Jimmy's out. Okay, I'm making 20 mil today. And he did that. Like what he did in that third quarter was truly great. Like that was the best I've ever seen him play for a prolonged period of time. So credit to Duncan. He's grown so much as a player. It is so fun to watch. Like,
Can I just say
enjoy
I'm loving
watching
the
him now.
comments right now? Like Alana's all like, "Oh, what? We're here to talk about basketball." You see how many
That's
people
what
are
I sound
talking
like,
about Pokemon?
Michael.
See
Exactly.
how many people are talking about Pokemon? Look at how excited they got. I'm sorry, I'll back up, but everybody was real happy about it, Alana. So chill.
Yeah, so like I said, they're here for the nerd talk, Alana. I don't care what you talk about. Thank you, Abdel Shaw, for the 199. Don't know. He said Ricky Huss said we would lose. Royal ban him. I will never ban another Kane from this stream. You hear me? Don't you
Teach
dare
these
even
devils.
suggest it. But
Teach
I would.
these devils.
But I'll take your money though. Alana, talk about Duncan because if I recall correct, earlier in the season, somebody was saying that Duncan was one-dimensional. If I got to talk about Tyler, you have to talk about the Duncan Max player.
You know
Robinson.
how many times
He
I
still
have
is.
said that I'm happy to have been wrong about this. In fact, I think in the
Yes.
last 48 hours, I've said it on 4 different separate streams, podcasts, radio appearances.
Let's make
I
it
was
5.
wrong. Thank you, Adam. I was wrong, okay? But here's the thing. I'm happy to be wrong, and I'll give him his props. Defensively, offensively, this man has stepped up. And honestly, more than actually X's and O's, what I think he really should be, like, kind of what he needs to get flowers for is the fact that he took the criticism, he took all the stuff happening in his head during the trade deadline, and instead of letting that kind of make him crumble the rest of the year, he stepped up, and he's now a completely changed player. So props to him.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm gonna eventually get somewhere near there with Tyler Hero. Maybe not, but I want to. I want to, Alana, and that's all that matters. Is my desire.
The first step,
I want to get there with Tyler Hero. I just don't see it. Ariel, talk to us about basketball and Duncan Robinson and how much he should be paid for playing it.
Oh, he should be paid whatever the hell he wants. I mean, you can't let him walk. You let him walk, you're screwed. I mean, that asset became one that you just can't let go no matter the circumstance once you didn't move him at the deadline. And boy, am I happy that they didn't, because as the season has gone on, the shooting has improved, right? He was in a little bit of a slump by his standards earlier in the season, and as the season has gone on, he's gotten substantially better in that area. I don't know how much of it is confidence. I don't know how much of it is just breaking out of a slump. Like I remember a stretch of time a few years ago where early in the season, Klay Thompson was shooting like sub 25% from three or something, and everyone was freaking out. Shooters go through slumps. But what's impressive about Duncan is, what you guys have mentioned, how much he's added to his game, the off the bounce stuff, the passing on the move. Movement passing is huge for a shooter like that, because when somebody attacks you on a closeout and you can get inside the 3-point line, if you're able to find guys, it changes everything. It adds another element to his game. Gad says he doesn't shoot mid-range jumpers. That's per NBA.com. I think NBA.com is wrong.
Third mid-range of the year, and it was in Dirk fashion.
Listen, I'm going to fact check NBA.com at some point here, but I don't have the time right now.
He was 2 of 14, I think, before tonight.
So until I get the opportunity to go through all the games and fact check NBA.com, I think he's improved his mid-range, but I will digress on that. He's a pretty solid finisher around the rim, and just like the all-around game makes it more palatable to pay a guy like that upwards of 18 or 20 mil a year, because he's not just a shooter now. He can do more. And the two-man game with Bam, your other franchise cornerstone, that is real. That's something that'll keep going forward.
Yeah, so I want to piss Ricky off before I let him talk. So they said Duncan's better than Hero. Not Hero. They say Duncan's better than Harden. I'm sorry, I got that one wrong. Then they say Duncan's better than Devin Booker. Duncan's better than Kyrie Irving. They say Duncan Batman's son because he gonna be rich. They say Duncan better than Spider Mitchell. Duncan better than the GOAT. That's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yeah. So, anyways, Ricky, close us out on Duncan, and then we're gonna start getting around to some of the other players that we saw tonight.
Yeah, y'all really need to stop speaking this multi-dimensional Duncan into existence, because that just makes him more
Duncan better than Kevin Durant.
That's another comment. Y'all want him back, right? I mean, because if y'all want him back, you're gonna stick to the whole one-dimensional narrative, so that way he shocks teams in the postseason, and then they get all confused when he starts doing stuff other than shooting. I mean, I'm just saying. Also, who was it? I think it was Michael that said that Duncan is. I think you put Duncan and Klay Thompson in the same sentence. Was that you, Michael, that said that?
That was I.
What?
That was I.
Whoa.
I was just saying that.
Never mind.
Klay Thompson.
I love it when people make up narratives for Michael.
Yeah, it's not what I said either.
You should know, right? I love Duncan Robinson, but whoa, slow down on that one.
Klay Thompson defends at an elite level.
I didn't. That has nothing to do with the analogy that I made, though. I was just saying that at a certain point, people were freaking out about Klay not shooting well, and then we remembered, oh, he's super elite at shooting. That shit just happens to shooters. That was all I was getting at.
It's what shooters do. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, hey, all right, cool. I just
fuck it. They're the same player. Duncan
out.
better than Klay Thompson.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
There we are.
Let's do it. Yeah, Duncan played defense now.
Wait, Christian Cardus asked me to read his dono because I don't think we had.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying because he's like Tyler, a caterpie blossoming to a beautiful butterfree. Listen, a better analogy I have not seen.
Alana,
we got the first 4 gyms.
Alana, we're getting money for this now, bro.
Honestly, that Nick Young meme, just this whole episode, I don't know what's going on. It's fine.
You know what? Next episode of Feel the Heat, all Pokemon talk.
I will not be there for that episode.
Yes. Can I be on?
All right, I will guest host that.
So thank you, Tim, for the
Everyone's taking my spot. Chill out, guys.
Yeah, let's put that comment back up for me because I don't see it up on my top. Thank you, Tens, for the $199 dono. He said Tyler's new haircut got him acting brand new. Yes, indeed, man. Tyler's the guy. So listen, you guys can pick and choose a player who we have not talked about, but you cannot choose the player that was picked before you or anybody who was picked ahead of you going. So, Michael, you get to start. Pick any player other than the ones that we focused on, and you can talk about their game tonight.
Oh, I'm about to piss Alana off because I'm going to steal it right from under her.
Okay, fine. I knew it.
The Dragon, Gogi. I got to. Listen, hey, I will say legit, though, there was one point, I think, somewhere near the start of the third quarter, I was like, has Goran even played tonight? Like, I genuinely forgot because I think he had 0 points up until about the third, like halfway into the third quarter. Then the man just went off. He said, listen, I don't care about none of y'all. Boston sucks. I'm going to rain all these threes in your faces. It was good to see him stepping up that way, especially with Jimmy being out. It seemed like, yes, it was other players stepping up offensively, but he was like, nah, let's just really put the nail in the coffin on this one. Goran Dragic has been on a tear lately. It's good to see. And if this is what we're going to get going into the playoffs from him, it is absolutely perfect.
So thank God I got Christian Curtis for the $199 dono. He said, Nani, Bron the GOAT. Don't you ever forget that, Roy?
Yes, and he said Nani. Listen, Christian Curtis is my favorite. There's a lot of people, but Christian.
Listen, that's a different conversation for a different show. But Bron got a ways to go. Thank you, Richard Campbell, for the $10 dono. He said Nunn was great in the fourth quarter. Got some closer buckets for them, and Spo trusted him on Kemba more than anyone else. Closed with him over Tyler for that reason. Sure, whatever. Like I'm with it. Like I'm with the point. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to steal anybody's thunder before they choose the player that they're gonna touch. Wait. So Gad, it's your turn. Is Gad here?
Yes, I'm here.
Gad, you have an ability to hold perfectly still, and I never know whether you're frozen now. So, Gad, you get to pick a player. You get to pick a player and talk about them tonight.
No, let's go with Richard Campbell's point. Kendrick Nunn. I thought Kenny the closer did a great job down the stretch. I really thought he did. Right?
I'm gonna leave.
Please make a lot of last.
Mid-range was it? The pull-up mid-range was huge, and he had 2 finishes down the stretch in the fourth quarter. I mean, Kendrick Nunn. We needed someone to get us a bucket down the stretch. I think they cut it to like 7, maybe it was 10 or 7. I'm not really sure what it was when Nunn hit that mid-range, but those buckets, it was nice. It was nice to see Kendrick Nunn finally get a chance to do something like that in the clutch, and he was able to do it. He came through, as did almost everybody else on this team, and we needed that tonight without Jimmy Butler in the second half. Nunn was able to do it amongst everybody else. Very happy to see him finally get his chance to do that down the stretch. And I mean, we've been saying it for a while, at least Ariel and I have, but this man, you're not taking him off the floor if anybody that wears number 4 decides to come back for the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. So, Alana,
he's starting. That's all it is.
This is fair. That's fair. You know what I mean? We cannot deny what Kendrick Nunn has been able to string together since he's been inserted into that starting lineup. His production has been invaluable. It's been keeping us afloat, and in many cases, it's been winning us games. So I think it's appropriate that we give him his flowers. Alana, we have not touched on Jimmy, Bam, Trevor, Andre Iguodala, Dwayne Dedmon, any of those guys.
You don't have to tell me. I got options here just because y'all are taking all of my players.
I stole the one that she wanted. Something about a hat or something like that. I don't know.
And then Gad stole her next one.
Michael's salty because my Goran hat is on its way and will be arriving Friday. That's really why Michael did this.
Can you tell everybody else where you should tell everybody how to order it? I think a lot of people want it.
You guys can figure it out. I don't need to tell you. Let's talk about Trevor Ariza.
The Slovenian supermarket.com. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alana.
Let's talk about Trevor Ariza because I only have one thing to say. Marcus Smart had no problem going after Duncan. Ariza took one step closer to Marcus. Marcus backed off, and that was the end of that. That is what I'm going to go after. Trevor Ariza tonight. Good job.
Marcus Smart. I think we were having this conversation a little bit ahead of the show, but it was kind of like Marcus Smart is one of those players that if he was playing for Miami, we would absolutely love him. But Michael
absolutely not. I completely disagree. He's a little bitch. I can't stand him.
Marcus is back in second.
I think you feel like that because he plays for Boston and you always had to play against him. You always felt like that even when he was at Oklahoma State?
I didn't follow him then. I don't like him and I don't want him anywhere near my team.
Okay, well that's fair. That's a fair assumption. I know personally, I would have loved to have Marcus Smart over here. Ariel Latiz, go ahead and pick your player and talk about him.
For the record, I agree that if Marcus Smart were on our team, but since Marcus Smart isn't on our team, fuck him. Now, where are we? Let's go with Hakeem Olajuwon because that boy, I mean, he had one. He's so good, man. He's better probably than prime Patrick Ewing. He's better than present day Julius Randle. What he does on the court and what he brings to the Heat second unit is spectacular. He had an up and under move tonight where he was able to score with an and one, and then he shouted and one.
He's always screaming. Always.
I love how vocal he is. Like, he's just out there barking all the time, and he's not even like, it's like the things he says are kind of funny, and he doesn't intend for them to be funny. I don't know if it's his voice. I don't know if it's the fact that he feels the need to say
Happy birthday,
shit all the
Mo.
time. Happy birthday. Oh, it's Mo. It's not a
listener.
Never mind. Yeah, I thought, like, dude, he makes a 3-guard lineup with Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, and Goran Dragic playable. Part of that is due to their play. Part of that is due to them having a big man who just does his job and doesn't, brick and drop every pass that comes his way like, Precious Achiuwa was doing for the majority of the season. So he's made those lineups so much better, and it's helped the Heat tremendously.
So, Manny, I know you probably already know this. Please don't put up SRT Dre's don't know comment. But thank you, SRT, for the money. But if you're going to be disrespectful, then I would ask that you refrain from commenting. That's all I'm going to say on that. And then, Ricky, you can go ahead and you can so Abdel Shaw, thank you for the 199. Don't know. He said, let's talk about the Knicks tiebreaker situation after we talk about the Heat. So, Ricky,
Yes, sir.
I feel like that was like beautiful timing for a Knicks comment to come up right before you spoke. But yeah, go ahead and pick a player and you talk about their game tonight.
I'm honestly surprised no one brought up Bam. 22, 7, and 5. I mean, that's an all-around game for me. Granted, you want him to have more rebounds, but it really felt like he was active. He took 15 shots. I'm one of those guys where if you want to look at it from a historical standpoint, I remember the 2007, 2008 Celtics, they needed Kevin Garnett to really get going, and I know Bam was compared to him by a lot of people coming out of college. They wanted Kevin Garnett to take at least 13 shots a game. If Bam is taking at least 13 field goal attempts a game, it's usually a good thing for Miami because that means one of your best players on the floor is aggressive and getting to the line, well, which he didn't tonight, but he's getting points and shots up. So at this point, Bam Adebayo, if he continues to elevate his play, build off of this, which after this season, who even knows, then I think Miami's going to be in good shape. And it didn't seem as though he shrunk away after Jimmy left the floor. You want your second best player or your best player to really bring it. And if he's able to do that, then Miami's in really good shape heading into the playoffs against most likely Atlanta.
So I want to go ahead and I'll take the last person who I believe didn't get mentioned. That was Jimmy Butler. Even though he played only one half of basketball, Jimmy was absolutely phenomenal in that first half and looked like he was on his way to another same type of game that he had the last time. He was everywhere. He was putting the ball in the hole for us. He only had 3 assists, 2 rebounds or whatever, but when he was in there, he was being aggressive and looking to get that shot off. And he did that, and he put us in a position that we can take the lead in the halftime. And so hopefully what Jimmy had going on with his eyes not too serious, he can come back. But, yeah. So you said most of y'all are here for Alana's takes. Real quick, everybody pick a topic, and we'll talk about that. Alana, you get to go first. Alana, what do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet? And then we're going to start wrapping up, doing some promos and shit.
I want to talk about what's happening with Depot and why.
Nobody knows what's happening with Depot or why.
I hate you.
I know. That's why I did
That was
this.
the only reason why you said it, and I can't.
Listen,
stand
here's my thing, and I talked a little bit about this earlier. I can't decide if he cannot come back or is choosing not to come back. And if he's choosing not to come back, is it because he's waiting for the playoffs or he's done with Miami? Like, this is one of the weirder situations that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I don't have any answers. Go ahead, Aaron.
I think it's super unlikely that he's just waiting for the playoffs. I think if he were able to come back, that he'd be back because, by all accounts, it sounds like he's weighing whether or not he can play on it based on the pain tolerance and all of that, but also whether it's worth it for him in terms of how does it affect his contract in the offseason and the potential money that he might get, right? So the longer you wait, if you're good to go now, and you're not playing, to me, maybe not good to go, but by all accounts, it's within the realm of possibility. He could come back if he really wanted to. So to me, that says that he doesn't want to sacrifice his ability to make more money. I've got a news flash for him. He's getting the mid-level exception at best, so it doesn't really make a difference. You might as well come back and try to help the team and at least show that you would do that if you could. But again, I don't know exactly what he's dealing with, so maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know, but that's where I stand on it.
And the last Heat player that I can think of who was ready to come back, but then the player themselves was saying that they didn't want to, that I can think of on this team, was Justice, and they traded Justice because they were like, okay, if you're not going to be out there, If you're not willing to fight through this, then we're going to trade you for somebody else that is going to play. So I feel like if Depot's the one saying no, I'm not ready to come back, he's literally forfeiting all the money because I'm not paying him a dime if he's the one saying nah, I don't want to come back.
Yeah, read the 19
necessarily.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that kind of situation where Depot's worried about coming back. I think when you take into account his recent injury history, I think he's being very cautious, as well as the Heat, as well as the team, because knee injuries are not something to play with. I mean, I'll use a perfect example that I'm sure Alana can understand very, very well. When Derrick Rose was coming back from his knee injury, he pretty much sat out the entire year when he was technically cleared to play. Now, I understand why D Rose actually did that, because dating back to even the pre-draft camps, they were worried that he was going to run his knees into the ground because of the amount of the intensity of his practices and all that other stuff. So it's funny, like the knee issues were actually kind of well known in certain circles concerning D Rose, but with Victor Oladipo, he came back from a devastating quad injury, and that sort of thing, as we've seen with DeMarcus Cousins, can really cause like a chain reaction. So I think at this point, it's not just the knee, I don't think. I think it's just making sure the entire leg and the entire lower body is properly balanced, straightened, so that way he's not potentially overcompensating and then risking forfeiting even more money than he already forfeited when he turned down those 2 extensions with Indiana and Houston, respectively.
Yeah, he's not getting nowhere close to that money. So thank you, Ralph the Ace, for the 1999 dono. He said, need this bench to show up in the postseason, loving the balanced attack. Cheers, all. Appreciate you for the 1999 dono. Want to thank I got Christian Carduce for the 499 dono. He said, every time Iggy bricks a shot, he looks up and at his hands and says something to Uncle Deadman. Probably asked him to go fix the AC. So much wisdom, Uncle Dad. Bro, Christian is shout out. So I just got a very interesting text from Adam Barra. He said the next time the Heat win, he's going to match every donation that we get for the entire show. Y'all make that bitch pay.
So then Thursday?
Thursday. Make that motherfucker pay.
Wow.
Make that. I don't give a damn if everybody in the comments gives me 99 cents.
I'm going to donate.
I'm gonna donate myself. I'm gonna donate $20 if he matching my $20. Thank you, Richard Campbell, for the $20 dono. He said, "Awesome win, still pumped. The team normally falls apart without Jimmy, and today they iced an important game. Time to buy it. Time to buy in again, Area. I think Area has already reconnected. He felt the spark today, and so the boy is back in the relationship. So, Gad, you're gonna give us the last conversation." Gad, you're gonna give us the last conversation that we're gonna have before we start moving into paying some bills and talk about some of the shows that's coming up.
The last conversation. Okay, I mean, right now we're the 6th seed, right? Where there's potential for us. How's the Knicks game going, by the way? Does anybody know?
They're down by
Knicks
30.
lead by 1.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so it's unknown what's going to happen with the Knicks and the Hawks. How would you guys potentially feel about this team going up against Milwaukee? Obviously, they're a better team than they were last year, but do you guys still think that we kind of have that mental edge on Milwaukee from last season?
Yes.
I think there was a good point made on the pod today where people want to assume that we still have the same advantages over Milwaukee that we had last year, and I don't think that's the case. Milwaukee, if you've watched them, even if they haven't won as much as they won last year, they are a much better team. They are much better equipped for the playoffs. With Drew Holiday on that team, they have 3+ defenders on that wing, and that's going to give Miami problems. So they also have size, and it's just I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to playing Milwaukee as much as I was last year. I don't think we have the same advantages. But anybody else, feel free to jump in there. I got another topic too. I'm sorry.
I would still rather play them.
I agree.
I think X's and O's wise, it's definitely tougher. But I don't know. At the same time, it's like you gave them they're not the same team, but you gave them the work last year. I wonder if Jimmy just having that mental advantage to play mental games against Milwaukee will kind of give us a better chance.
So here's where I'm at.
I agree with Royal. I'm not exactly sure that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the kind of player that you could just intimidate, because I think we also have to remember the factors heading into last season, because the Milwaukee team that Miami played in the bubble was not the team that was going on a tear through the regular season before the hiatus. I think we also need to understand that. Not only that, but they pretty much filled any possible holes they might have already had in the offseason. You know, so when you consider that, and when you consider that the players are another year older and more mature, imagine being a Pistons fan in 1991 and thinking, oh, we've got the mental edge over the Bulls. We've beaten them the last 2.5, 3 years. We're going to be fine, even though they've got a world beater in that Michael Jordan over there. I don't want to see the Bucks. I don't want any smoke with those guys until the conference finals.
You said Duncan couldn't be comparable to Clay.
Thank you. I was about to go there.
Giannis is comparable to Michael Jordan.
I was about to jump on you.
I think I made a pretty solid analogy. When you.
I thought Michael did too. That's all, or Ariel, whoever it was.
It was me.
Well, no, it was me. If it was a good comparison,
among the top 3 players in the league. So,
look, here's where I'm at on the whole Milwaukee thing.
Well, sorry, I just want to make sure. Who are we? It's Milwaukee or who? What are we saying?
Brooklyn.
How do you feel about Milwaukee?
Okay, it's Milwaukee or Brooklyn.
If I were you, I'd be hunting for the Knicks.
Oh, absolutely. But as far as
Everybody's mentioned that, Ricky.
or the Hawks.
Does not need to be said.
Real with
7-game series, Heat in 3.
Here's the thing with the Milwaukee. Here's the thing with the Milwaukee versus Brooklyn thing. Both are bad matchups for the Heat. Both teams would be favored and should be favored in a matchup with the Heat. The difference is, number one, as far as the Bucks go, I'm not as afraid of Giannis in the style of game that gets played in the playoffs, where the game slows down, everything's in the half court, and he can't take advantage of what he does on the fast break and in quick offense and stuff as much as he does in the regular season. I will absolutely concede that Drew Holiday makes them substantially better. Coach Budenholzer has shown a willingness to experiment with more things this season, and instead of being like as rigid as he has been in past seasons. They switch more this season. They play their players in different patterns than they did last season. So all of those things show a willingness to change the style of coaching, which was something that held them back last year. But if it's between Milwaukee and Brooklyn, let me tell you, you don't want any smoke with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving in the playoffs, because what are the 2 things that the Heat do best on defense? They switch and they play zone. What are the 2 biggest strengths for the Nets on offense? They hunt matchups at an elite level because they have the best matchup hunters in the NBA, and they are shot makers. If you switch on them, they'll find the matchup they want, they'll kill you. If you zone them, they'll make threes, they'll get the ball into the middle of the court, and Kevin Durant will kill you from the mid-range or they'll kill you from 3. It's a terrible matchup for the Heat.
That's interesting that you say that, Ariel, because while I'm on board with you, I hear what you're saying and I get it, but I think it should also be said that the Brooklyn Nets are the one team that are quite literally a ticking time bomb in terms of everything going wrong for them. Because here's the thing. You've got Kyrie Irving, who has a history of injuries in the playoffs and just in general. And he might just randomly miss time, which that's within his, right as a human being to. You have Kevin Durant, who's still working his way back from an Achilles injury, and as a result, his body is not fully healthy. He's missed game after game, and while they might be amazing if healthy, the health is the main issue. So not only that, you also have James Harden, who cannot be counted on to deliver for you in a big game in the playoffs. You will not win with him as your number one. So if, God forbid, Kyrie Irving or KD are limited by injury for some unfortunate reason, and James Harden is left, the Nets could very well be upset either in the first or second round. So that's something that could already happen. I don't think you see that happening with a team like Philly or the Bucks. I don't think that's necessarily.
I mean, you can't project injury on anybody.
It's a ticking time bomb.
It's all about.
No, we're not. But here's the thing. There's enough precedent for the Nets to have legitimate concerns about injuries heading into the postseason. I
absolutely get that, but it just comes down to if everything's equal in terms of health. If everything's equal in terms of health, I don't want the Nets.
No, just
hold on.
We're about to be at 45 minutes. I know. I have 2 donos to read, and we have to close this show.
It will take 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Fuck the Celtics. Enjoy the play-in.
Yes, sir. Jimmy owns that ass.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, so thank you, Chris. Thank you, Christian Curtis, for the 199 donos. He said, only thing Giannis is beating is his meat. He can't guard me. Christian, you are an asshole, and I hate you. Thank you, Adam Mariah, for the $9.99 dono. He said, this is for Ariel. No one else touched this money. bullshit. That thing gets split up.
Yeah, Playboy.
Listen, yes,
Is it
indeed.
$10? Is it $10 that comes in?
So because we're so pressed for time right now, I'm going to do rapid fire. I'll do all the paying the bills tonight. So thank you, Therapist Preferred, one of the sponsors of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. They sell premium CBD products, 100% THC free. They are third lab verified. They started in 2019. All of their products are wonderful. They have strawberry lemonade, gummies, green apple gummies, sports creams, and all that stuff. They are delicious. Make sure you check them out. Go to therapistpreferred.com. Use the promo code 5 Reasons, the number 5 Reasons, and then you'll get 20% off your order plus free shipping. Next, we have Vertagear. Well, we have 4 out of the 6 members sitting here on Vertagear. Make sure you use the description link below, and then you can go there, use their chair selection tool where you can put in your height and weight, figure out the perfect chair for you. They are extremely comfortable, extremely easy to build. Alana likes to say she built hers herself.
Alana likes to say Alana did build hers herself.
I'm just saying, you said
Oh,
every time.
sorry.
I'm just saying you like to say. So, as also want to shout out, I got Christian Cardus, who recently got him a chair. I think he got the SL 4000. So shout out to my man for supporting the network. Help us get Ariel and Gad a chair. Now we have Miami Grill. Gad already showed us that he's munching on it, making all of us jealous. Miami Grill. What are you doing, Manny? What are you doing? Okay, so I'll talk about
We're
Biscayne
drinking
Bay.
instead, Ro.
No, that's fine. So let's talk about Biscayne Bay Brewing, the primary sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Biscayne Bay Brewing is the locally owned brewery in the heart of Miami. They are the official independent brewery of the Miami Heat and the official craft beer of the Miami Marlins. Make sure you check out Biscayne Bay Brewing. Yeah, and check out all their many different flavors. They have the Tropical Bay IPA, Marlins Lager, La Colada Porter. They have the Pastime Pilsner, the Miami Pale Ale, and they also have the Regatta Double IPA. Never saw that, but it has 8.2% alcohol. Make sure you get some of that drink responsibly. Next, we have, who was I about to pay before, man? Oh, Miami Grill. Gad showed us that he was eating some of that. Miami Grill is a proud sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Make sure you go there, get what Gad got, get what Belly gets. They got chicken wings. They bring Miami to the table. If you are craving it, they are making it. They serve the best of everything from cheesesteaks, gyros, chicken wings. They always have. Gad, take that down and let us shit ass back so that they know that we are supporting them on this stream and actually in person.
He held it up for like an hour.
It was good.
Is
It was
that
good.
a stain on the
Good,
bottom?
Gad,
happening?
good.
I
Wait,
enjoyed it.
Y'all see how greasy that bag is? That bag, that's how you know it's good. Nothing but greasy.
No, that's not grease. That's Nemanja Bjelica's sweat. I got it autographed.
Oh,
they're gonna be mad at us.
That's the special sauce in the cheesesteak. It's delicious.
Yes, absolutely. I think I got all the bill paying done in record fashion. You guys can thank me later. I am amazing. We didn't ask the famous question, so we're going to make sure that we do that before we get out of here. Next game up, Miami has the Philadelphia 76ers. Thank you, Christian Cardus, for the $199. Don't know. He said Miami Pale Ale, official brew of Peyton Pritchard. Shut up, bro. Michael, we got the 76ers coming in here next. The boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good.
Yes,
Listen,
indeed.
we just sent Marcus Smart's bitch ass home, right?
Get the fuck outta here.
Playing ya, bitch. Listen, we're gonna do the same as 76ers. I ain't afraid of nobody. Get the fuck out of here.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Gadiel Cartagena.
The boys
The boy.
feeling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Did you have
The
a
boy
question?
feeling good?
The boy feeling great. The boy feeling great. You know why? Ro?
Why is that?
For the first time this season, I'm actually going to be at the game. I'm going to the game. I know.
Our guy.
That Miami Grill check, it cleared.
Live from
So,
the arena. It's
I'm gonna be at the
Gadiel
game.
Cartagena.
If we win, maybe I'll chime in on my phone a little bit. I don't know, but I'm excited as hell for this game. I hope Philly plays all their guys because I think if the Heat are able to make to the 4th or the 5th seed, if they can beat the full strength 76ers, that will be another mental battle that Jimmy Butler will be able to play against the Sixers. Just being able to get that one win, tell Ben Simmons he's soft as shit and he sucks. It's going to be super fun. Heat are going to win.
So what Twisted said, I'm holding the microphone like it's wine again. I had wine in the other cup, Twisted Tapioca. Ryan Sprovero for the oddest amount in donos I've ever
305.
seen. 305. Oh,
305. Come on, Royal.
Sure.
Wow.
That wine.
Nice.
That wine.
Royal's not a
doing
numbers
his thing.
guy. It's okay.
Thank you, Alana. So thank you
got
for the
you.
But it's
305.
money.
He said, did anyone pay This is also true. Did anyone page Ethan to let him know Miami won? I think Ethan is fast asleep in his bed. That Geritol
write him a letter.
Kicked in. Right, and send it via carrier pigeon. Alana, everybody wants to hear you talk last, so we'll make sure that you go last. Ricky J. Mark, the boy feeling good?
Your boy feeling absolutely terrible. Are you kidding me? It's the Philadelphia 76ers, okay? They're number one in the Eastern Conference with arguably the MVP of the league if he didn't miss 20 games, all right? Come on. Let's be real, all right? They beat us with their G League players. No, stop it. Get a hold of yourself, okay? Get a hold of yourselves. Seriously, come on now.
Comments
the Philadelphia 76ers.
Comments gonna be
focus
real
on
lit
focus on what I'm saying. The Heat don't have a chance this Thursday. Next.
Thank you. Ariel Latias, the boy feeling good?
The boy's feeling good, but I should put it out there.
Okay,
that the
no.
Sixers.
No.
My.
Yes, Manny.
I muted my. Oh, the host muted me. Never mind. Why is this happening? I don't understand. I'm about to disagree with Michael. So the Sixers won tonight. No, the Sixers lost tonight. If they had won, they would have clinched the top spot in the East, I believe, and they would have had nothing. Yeah, they ended up losing.
To the Pacers?
Yes, sir. They lost by 9, and they were blowing that game out.
15 in like the third. What a fucking dumpster fire, dude.
So they lost that game. If they had won, they would have had nothing to play for. Given that they did not win, they're going to be playing their guys. I still think the Heat go in there and kick their butts. Well, it's in Miami, but I think the Heat go in there and kick their butts. They continue this torrid streak, and they let the East know we're here.
What was the butt you said?
What?
You said butt, and then there was no butt.
I said
they're
going to kick their butts.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Thank you, Christian Carter. Thank you, Christian Carter, for the 199. Don't know. He said MVP and Brick Lemon soft as baby shit.
That's a smart man. That's a smart
Christian.
comment.
Listen, bro. Christian,
he doesn't miss.
Christian is crafty, bro. Crafty intangibles.
If TJ McConnell was in comments, that would be him.
Yes, right. MJ McConnell.
Intangible.
Alana to Howard. The girl feeling good?
The girl is manifesting great things. Let's go.
No analysis?
That was riveting.
Fabulous. Well,
that line was her tone, by the way. Just the girl feeling good.
What's up, y'all?
So, I don't know why I have to say this every show, but y'all already know. The Heat are about to do their damnness to win this game. Okay? I'm with Ariel. Them boys actually have something to play for. No, this is not Polo Royal today. Thank you, Abdel Shaw, for the 199. Don't know. He said, I agree, Ricky. Now the Knicks match up. Yeah, we all want the Knicks. But,
why are you adding a D, bro?
What are you talking about?
You keep calling him Abdel Shaw.
Shut up. Michael, shut up. I don't know if you know how the show works.
Man, you stay adding the D.
I don't know if you know how the show works, but nobody corrects me when I'm wrong, okay?
Except for me, Royal.
Yeah, you and Alana are going to get out of here with y'all clutch corner foolishness calling me out on my shenanigans. But no, I believe that Philly does have something to play for, but I also believe that Miami is going to win this game. I think they have legitimately turned some kind of corner where everybody is understanding the gravity of the moment, understanding what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. And I believe that they're all kind of hitting their stride at the right times. We're getting healthy at the right time. Hopefully Jimmy comes back. He's been playing out of his mind the past couple games, and I think we can continue that streak. And even if we no, I'm not even going to put it out there, but I think we're going to give them a matchup that they're not even looking for. And Jimmy going to take that shit over. We blow that shit out, and then we move on to the next one. It took $500 worth of donuts for Roy to finally say Carter's right. I feel you. Look, Abdel. Fuck
money well spent.
But, hey, tell that boy he going to take him a while. Boy, I was saying Carter's for all season until like last week. But look, yeah. So I think we got everything. Oh, let's talk about some of these shows very quickly because we almost hit an hour. Yeah, Ricky J. Mark. So we're gonna start with you, so you'll be the last, so you'll be the first to ask to talk. Talk about the shoot around.
The shoot around. It's like 90 seconds. Gad, Ariel, Twitter, YouTube, pregame. Awesome. Makes me confident. I was 5'3". I'm 6'2" now. Legit. Tune in.
Yes.
That was great.
Mm-hmm. Ariel Latias, talk about Feel the Heat.
Yeah.
Feel the heat. Michael 5RSN, Alana Tahauer, Ankle Season, Heat Stuff, Heat Culture, 5 Reasons YouTube, anywhere you get your podcast. It's available everywhere. That app that Ricky's been driving them nuts to put it on, it's on there.
It is.
Alana and Michael, listen to it. It's amazing.
We have a guest.
I'm promoting. We have a guest tomorrow, Royal.
Oh, my bad. Whatever. You'll get to that. But no, not full court press, but Phil the Heat actually had an episode drop today. So if you haven't checked that out, then make sure you go ahead and you look for all the podcast feeds that you find your podcast and look at that. Alana, talk about walkouts and knockouts.
Halfway through.
Walkouts and knockouts. Ariel, Jonathan, fights. Watch it now.
Saturdays.
They had to
Saturdays.
analyze
Watch
the
it
chat.
Saturdays, but also now just go watch the old ones. Just
There was
catch
some-
up until
There
Saturday.
was some fight analysis in that Heat 5R chat. Got spicy.
Yes, indeed.
Spicy.
Michael, you
What's
talk about full court press.
Full court press. You want to hear about basketball, but more than just the Heat? Go watch Full Court Press. Gad, Ariel, Marco, my
Alex
bad.
Toledo.
I was gonna say they have a special guest and then throw it to you when you totally stepped on it.
well,
Watch their
you know
show.
what?
That is
You know
dead
what?
to me.
Michael likes to look deadpan
Royal's
in the
the main
camera when he
character. We're
speaks
not the
about
main
other
character here.
shows.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God, I hate that. Never do that again, please.
Gadiel Cartagena. The extra yard. There's an episode tomorrow.
8:30 p.m. I believe.
Yes.
8:30 p.m. The extra yard. They're gonna talk about the Dolphins. Talk about Jalen Waddle. Talk about Tua haters. They're gonna slander Tua haters.
And Mac Jones and Tim Tebow. Yeah, you see how it feels? You see how it feels?
Michael Christian, Kai Chen Chisholm,
Yes.
Juan Cardona,
Yes.
and a guest for tomorrow's show.
Royal A. Kuiper.
You know it.
Yes, sir.
What am I a part of?
Clutch Corner. Don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out. Thank you guys for
future.
joining us in the comments, for always making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to my guy, Michael Christian, Ricky J. Mark, Ariel Latias, Alana Tahauer, and to my guy, Gadiel Cartagena, for joining me tonight. We'll see y'all next game. Play the video,
Knicks in
man.
6.
Fuck out of here,
Stop that
Boston.